Welcome to the Shit Apple Podcast, where we take a big bite out of daily life, chew on its absurdity, and serve it back with a side of questionable wisdom. Hey, life can be messy. We might as well make it entertaining.
Hello, welcome back, shit apples, fellow shit apples. Okay, so I'm gonna start it off real quick here. Something happened to Diana in her neighborhood, and by the way, Diana lives in a very nice neighborhood. And
It's average. It's an average.
No,
neighborhood.
it's
I mean,
very
it's like
nice.
a
very like quintessential.
It's a very family neighborhood. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I always wanted to live in that, and then we came. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
You want me to murder the neighbors? You
I
can
would
move
love
right
for
in.
you to murder the neighbors, but they're still going to try and sell me that house for $14 million.
Okay.
So anyway, and then I don't have a casita to put my mother-in-law in. So
I can help you with that too.
Yes, you can. But anyway, so in her neighborhood, there's a group of feral children that are terrorizing the neighborhood, and something actually. So it just happened to like a couple of our friends, but it happened to Diana.
Okay, well, so there's like some of it's good, clean fun. They're like, TPing the houses and
Yeah.
whatever. And some of that can be good, clean fun, but it has gotten like extreme. They're ding dong ditching and they're banging on windows and
Leaving
a
gates
window
open.
broke. Yeah, leaving gates open. They knocked off someone's rear view mirror, like on a student's
Yeah.
car. They left the gate open of this family that has dogs.
Yeah.
Like, what if their dogs were
Yeah.
outside? They would have ran,
They,
just like,
one of our friends caught one of them holding a boy down on the ground like they were going to beat him up.
Oh wow.
She had to kind of go. They weren't fighting, but she had to go, break it up.
yeah.
Interesting.
Well, one of these neighbors, so they TP'd our neighbor. They haven't TP'd us yet, knock on wood, but I will hunt those kids down
Yeah.
because you know me, I'm
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah,
By the
yeah.
way, I mean, you should let them TP your house.
I-
you are like probably the queen of the TPers.
I don't
She's a
mind if you
prank
TP my house,
master.
but don't do senseless destruction. That's like whatever.
toilet
no,
paper.
yeah, toilet paper I can handle. I can handle that. I also, someone one of Vincent's friends, two of his friends, these little girls in the neighborhood, ding dong ditched him. I'm like, okay, first of all, ladies, you did a terrible job. You walked right by my slider. You did it all wrong. You parked your golf cart
she told
in
them-
front of my window.
yeah.
I'm like, be better. Do it again next time. Be better. Okay, you were terrible.
Be better at being bad.
Yeah, be better
Yeah.
at being funny.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, this is what irritated me. It kind of brought up the subject of accountability. So Grace and this other third grade girl are riding scooters in the neighborhood, and one of these little TPers, these kids have done aggressive things. The TPing is not the problem; it's the
Right.
other things that they're doing. But I'm not going to get into all of that. So Grace is scootering around and one of them's like, oh, hey, where do you live? And she's like, I'm not telling you, whatever.
Yeah.
She rides the bus with this kid. So they know each other, but they don't know each other. And then he's like, okay, you little bitch. I was like, dude, okay, not only does Grace talk like that? 100%. Is she inappropriate and say things she shouldn't? 100%. But she would never say that to like a younger kid. At least I hope not. And if she has, I will beat her ass if you tell me
So
that she
he's
did.
older than her.
He
He's
is.
older than her.
And he's big.
Okay, Grace is in sixth grade. There was like a third grade girl. Like, really, is that necessary to talk to girls like that? I
Wow.
find it irritating and offensive. So when she told me, she's telling me the story. I'm like, okay, did you do something first?
Right.
Like, not that that's okay, but like before I text the parents or
You got to know the whole story.
Yeah.
I got to know the whole story. I don't want them to be like, well, she stabbed my kid.
With a pencil.
you know? So
He's like got his dying breath. Was
It's
like,
like, you bitch.
could you imagine? I'm like,
And-
your
okay.
kid was
And she
very
is your
rude."
daughter, so I wouldn't
Yeah.
put it past her.
She's a little aggressive.
Like he killed him. She killed him.
Anyway, so I have the old elementary school directory and I look up these parents' names and I text them and, they respond back and the dad says something to the effect of like, oh, I'll ask them about it. Okay, I don't expect you to beat your kid or be
Yeah.
like, I'm going
Right.
to send him over to apologize. That's a bit much. Would it have been appreciated?
make them
Sure.
aware.
But have a chat with your kid. Just also know that other parents are knowing that your kid is an asshole. Maybe you don't want that for you or your kid. Just have say all you have to say. I'm gonna have a little chat with them. If that happened, I'm sorry. I'll have a little chat with them. That's all
sure.
I need as a human.
Yeah.
all.
I feel
That's all
like
I
a lot
got.
of kids lately, they're not made to have any accountability. And it
Oh, yeah.
drives me nuts. It drives me nuts. I will say, I will give props, I'll give flowers to one parent who I actually don't even like her, and I don't even really know her. I know that's a bitchy thing to say, but I know about her, you know. And anyway, there was a bunch of girls 2 Halloweens ago, or whatever. So it was a long time ago. But anyway, they stole some candy. It happened to be our very good friend, and they stole a bunch of her Halloween candy, and it was caught on Ring. And
In all fairness, I would have done the exact same
yeah,
thing if I was a kid.
and that's fair. So it, you know, no big deal, no harm, no
like
foul.
this
right?
is when the bowl is in the front. You mean they dumped it in their bag instead of taking one?
And they kept doing it. There
Yeah,
was,
yeah.
more, you know.
Kids are. I mean, I thought that I would think.
But
they
there's
would
like a
know.
sign, you know, then there's like other
see a
kids that can't get
camera.
candy, whatever.
Yeah.
I know.
But one of the parents, I mean, everybody else is like, big deal, big deal. Like when they get caught, just be like,
You have
listen,
to.
just don't
There's a
do that.
lesson.
You know, come on, guys. But one of the parents actually made her kid the next Halloween buy that family Halloween candy.
I love it.
And I thought
That's
that was
good.
pretty cool. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, all right. So
Yeah.
there are some good ones. But the parents of the people you're talking about, Diana, there was an incident where she basically berated the adult, or not berated.
She mocked the
Mocked
adult. This
them.
was
That's
someone
better.
they broke the window when they
broke
were
a
ding
window.
dong ditching. They banged so hard on the window that they cracked the window.
Of a
And-
brain cancer patient's house. They broke her window, ding dong ditching.
Like they didn't know. I'm sure they didn't realize that they did, but
But they
or
just
maybe
kept
they
going
did.
back, and they kept going back, and they kept going back.
Oh wow.
And so when the parents were told, can I say this?
Yeah, yeah. So the dad and the brother were
Of the
hiding.
house.
To, like they knew at every night at around this time they come, so they were like
Oh,
hiding.
so
in
they
the
were harassing these people every
Yeah.
night.
like regularly. So they hid the dad and the brother hid in the bushes. So when the kids they were riding scooters over, left their scooters and to run up and ding dong ditch.
They grabbed
and
the
then
scooters?
they grabbed the scooters. Finish the
Yes.
story.
Yep, yep. And so then the parents,
Well, then he said, you can come back tomorrow with your parents to get your scooters.
Yeah, yeah.
Stop ding dong
Oh,
ditching me.
smart.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, thank you for holding these kids accountable
Right.
because nobody else is.
so because nobody else is, and they're still running the streets.
So-
And she brought over a 6-pack of beer, and I don't remember
and
what
said,
the notes.
sorry you take ding dong ditching so seriously.
Yeah, like I heard
Like,
you
and he
overreacted
didn't
or
respond by saying, well, they broke my fucking window.
Yeah.
And my
Which
wife
you have to
is-
pay for. He didn't
Yeah.
do any of that.
He
Yeah.
didn't tell them that they. Broke
I don't
his
think so. I
window?
don't think so. I don't think
Oh
so.
wow! I
They
would have
deserve-
I
I would have
got-
let her know. Your kid broke my damn
Straight
window.
up, I would have too. I'd have been like,
I have a sense of humor. Like I can take
Yeah.
a ding dong ditch every
sure.
once in a while, but if you're harassing
Yeah,
somebody,
that-
and
your window gets
breaking
broken.
things, that's another level.
Yeah.
I don't like that. But
And I love a TP story, but these kids, it feels like
well, they're mean.
excessive.
They're
because
mean at school. They're mean on
I
the
didn't
bus.
tell you this story. This just happened. This just came out. My neighbor told me this story. There's this like Down syndrome kid in our neighborhood that I don't know if you've seen him. He like rides that tricycle. Like he's an adult, but he rides it. He sometimes he'll walk his dog around. Anyway, he's very sweet, very
don't
nice.
tell me they're being mean to him.
Yeah.
God.
So
No.
one day my neighbor was driving down the road and she pulled over. She had seen them go around on their motorbike. So she pulled over to talk to the adult. And she was like, is everything okay? Because he was like upset. He was like pulled over. She thought maybe he had a flat tire or something was wrong. And he was like, no, I'm fine. And he was like teary eyed. And she's like, were those kids being mean? And yeah, they were. So I'm just saying these kids are assholes.
Are
Where
you?
where are their parents? Like, are their parents at work when this happened? Or are they just?
I
sitting
don't
at
know if the
home?
parents know or if they're like, oh, it's just boys being boys.
That
I
is
hate- I
not
hate
real.
that expression.
By the way, if
I
you
hate
are
that
listening, boys will be boys is not a real
It's not a
thing.
thing.
It's
anymore. You
barf,
can't-
and also girls
stupid.
can act like that too.
Yeah,
because I have a daughter who
absolutely.
does.
And what does that mean? Boys will be boys. You know,
I don't
oh
like
my God,
that.
I'm watching that hazing documentary on Hulu, you guys. And that's basically what like the
whole
raping and everything is. They're like, well, boys will be boys.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? I will burn Penn State down.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I will burn
I always tell
all those
my
colleges
kids
down.
this, but I will. I wouldn't murder for Arash. Maybe for you guys, but I would help you guys bury a body for sure. Maybe I would maybe murder for you.
Depends on the
But
circumstances.
I would, for my children, I would
Absolutely.
definitely murder.
Of course.
The circumstances can be loosey goosey. I will murder for
Right.
them
Well, I think
if
Yeah.
the situation calls for it. I'm doing it anyway. So I didn't mean to interrupt you.
that's
but,
all right.
Okay, well,
you
my-
said there was a situation with those that the kid and Camo. Did you not?
What?
Am I wrong? I feel like you just said there was a
no.
sitch.
There's no situation, but I will say, like
Because
with
Camo rides the bus with them, right?
one
These
of them,
kids with one of
Gracie and Vincent ride the bus with
A bunch.
a
of them.
bunch of them, and
The poor bus driver.
oh
Good
my
Lord.
god,
Hey, everybody! It's bus. If you're in Scottsdale, or any system, it's next week. It's
Scottsdale.
the 22nd.
Be kind to
April.
your
oh my
bus
god,
driver.
Mr.
Bus
Steve
driver-
legit yelled at Cameron the other day because these little girls keep telling on him that he's on his phone. But I tell Cameron to check his phone to see what bus stop he's on.
I think you should have a chat with Mr. Steve.
Oh, you're not
and
allowed to be on a phone on the bus?
And just
no,
explain
how
to
dumb, right?
I didn't know.
Well, in all fairness, Vincent was on his computer. You're also not allowed to be on your computer. And one
Yeah.
time Vincent wasn't, and he missed his stop, and then we had to drive.
Oh,
down.
that's why.
That's why, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I might have to have a chat with him. But he sounds like unchattable.
No, he's very chatty. He's amazing.
Whatever.
He's the
not getting a
nicest
gift
bus
from me, and he lost out. Nuh-uh. Nope.
Listen to
nope,
me.
Sorry.
Listen,
Boom.
you better stop.
He tells Cameron to shut up and sit down.
He did.
Cameron, who's a good boy.
I don't think he says shut up.
No,
He says
Cameron
shut up.
swore to me. He's like, yeah, he told me because I guess Cameron was, please let me switch seats. Please let me switch seats. And he said, he says shut up to a lot of the kids.
Oh my god. Well, I mean, the guy is probably like
Oh, he's probably
close
had
to
his
driving
fill
the bus
of,
off a cliff at this
Yeah.
point
Yeah.
with all those boys in that
I
damn
know, I'm
bus.
just happy he's
That's how I
alive.
feel about my bus driver, Mr. Mark. That's why I'm going to shower him with gifts on the 22nd
Yeah.
because I have two shit apples that I'm trying not to raise to be shit apples, but they are reminding me of your neighborhood kids. They're in the making. They're
No,
5 and they're
no.
absolute shitheads. I got a call from the vice principal. This was like a while back, but I got
my
a call
God.
from
so
their
excited.
school from the vice principal. You're so excited.
I'm so excited.
And she's basically said, Lennox today. And by the way, Lennox is the good twin. I hate to say that, but he's like the more chill
The
one.
more
like,
rule follower. We'll call him.
Bo has to have behavioral sheets every day that come home. Like yesterday's behavioral sheet said that he was trying to moon people, pull other people's
I
pants
feel like he's
down.
born in the wrong
He was
era.
wrestling kids to the ground, being very rough. He thinks he's a wrestler and he'll just body slam
Oh my
other
God.
5-year-olds.
Put
No,
this
it's,
guy in wrestling.
it's
Yeah.
really bad.
Oh,
It's-
you should go do Horizon Wrestling.
yeah, but then he'll be like choking people
No,
out.
then he'll know the
He'll
appropriate
know how
time.
they'll
to
teach
do
him
it.
how it's like discipline.
Okay,
Anyway,
well, we'll see
We'll-
about
we'll
that.
get back to that.
I'll
I don't know if
enroll
I
you-
want
I'll
to
enroll
circle
you
back.
right
Yeah.
now.
I don't know if I want to hone their skills because they'll be like choking people out and they'll whatever lose consciousness.
I don't think so.
But
That's not how it happened in the Karate Kid. I'm just-
nope,
Lennox,
not Daniel.
apparently was like playing with a little boy, and I honestly don't know how this happened, but Shelley explained to me the terminology is called goosing, but a finger ended up in this young man's bottom somehow, some way.
They
and
they're goosers.
They are goosers. They've never gotten
they've-
me, though.
They've
gotten
goosed
me. They have goosed me.
I don't goose, so I don't know where
they
they're learning
goose
the
camo.
goosing.
They're two older brothers, maybe?
I don't know where they're learning the goosing, but they're goosing. They're out there goosing.
I've never, we're only children. I've never had. I feel like that is kind of a brother sister thing, and
Yeah.
I've never. When they did it, I was like,
I do feel like I'm very ill prepared to be a mother of 5 because I am an only child, so I have no
You did
sort
very
of
well.
backs. Like I don't know what I'm doing.
I
And
know, but you're the most calm,
Yeah.
rational
I'm
person.
not.
Yes, you
Ask
are.
my children.
Oh,
I'm not.
yes, you are.
They take me to the brink. But anyways, the principal was like, "Well, I don't think he really meant it." In the back of my head, I was like, "Oh, he meant it. Like that was not
Like,
accidental."
wait till he gets you, lady.
did you like? Were the other parents called in
So
or anything?
this particular little boy is probably one of the most intelligent, sweetest.
So this was a
kindest
deal. They had to
little
tell
boy.
the other family.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, yeah.
Oy
Because
vey.
it was like, I don't know if it was written up. I don't really know. But I know this family very well, and they're a very good family, very sweet family. And I knew, and of course, the next day we're getting out of the car in the parking lot, and they're like the first person I bump into. So I have to address it immediately. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Like, I don't know. I talked to him, and he was like, they're just like, they were very understanding, very sweet. And
But you acknowledged it and you said, I talked to him. Like, what more as a parent? Well, you can't be
I mean,
your
when you
kid.
have little kids, you can't necessarily make them take accountability. I mean, you can, but they
Yeah.
don't understand it. So at least if the parents take accountability, I think that's
Yeah.
like a G move.
All you need to say is, I had a chat with them.
Yes.
We're trying to goose less. Our goal is to goose less.
Yeah.
Well, they made a reservation for their anniversary at one of my husband's restaurants, and we made sure to really set them up and make a really nice experience.
Did you send them a gray goose? A brown goose?
A brown goose,
goose,
a brown
yeah.
goose, a gray
A
goose,
brown
martini, a brown goose,
Espresso martini.
espresso.
yes.
Oh yeah, they had an espresso martini.
Oh,
and it
yeah,
was
there you go.
with a goose on top.
I don't know.
It should have had a handwritten note that you sent in. Dang it.
Brown goose. Here's
Yeah.
your brown goose.
Yeah,
is
that's a
to-
new
They
drink.
would have laughed.
Yeah.
They have a good sense of humor. and
Aw.
That's funny.
All right.
I don't
That's
know. I don't know
nice.
if they hate me. Like
No, of course they don't. They
Like,
would have been like, I'll
I'm-
never go back to the Americano.
I have
Those
those
goosers.
naughty kids. So
I know,
I'm
but
telling
they're 5.
They're
They're not like
5.
15 and doing that.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
I was a good child. Like I was perfect.
Well, I was
never
too.
made a
I think it's
mistake.
like an only child.
Not
thing.
me. I was a monster. And
But
I
my
still am.
husband was a monster. So it's like I'm like it's your fault that we have these demon children.
That's what Rush just said to me. He's like, well, I never acted like that as a kid. I'm like, well, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's an
Ross
only
was an only
child.
child. He was perfect too, like
Yeah.
us.
No, boring.
I don't know if were we perfect or just bored to death.
I was perfect, but I was also sneaky.
Yeah,
I
you
could
have
get
to be
away with
sneaky. Yeah,
anything.
you know why you're sneaky? You don't really have anyone to talk to. I mean, I had a ton of friends, but I don't know. You don't have anyone to say.
It's boring in the
"You're
house.
It's boring.
Oh, it was so boring.
It's
Good
boring.
Lord.
I mean, I had every toy. Oh my God, times 50 and bored.
Yeah, but
Bored.
you have good kids. You don't really have any challenging kids.
Well, Layla was a lot when she was little.
She's perfect.
But
Literally
COVID changed
perfect.
Layla. Layla went from like the belle of the ball to kind of like, I'm cool in the back, you know?
She's perfect.
And she is a
can't tell
good girl.
me.
I mean, she's, she can be a little shithead sometimes. She's not,
Never seen it.
not great to her brother. you
Okay,
know?
that-
Oh,
I'm sorry
I know.
you people didn't grow up with siblings. That's how it goes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
She's
know.
human.
I get it. But, he's just 10. He adores her. He just wants her sunshine to spill on him. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's so
It's
sweet.
true.
It's
I
so
mean,
sweet.
and I
Trust
mean,
me, I get it.
And then when she was in elementary school, she just wanted the whole stage and he just wanted her. Like I have these videos and he would just like watch her. I mean, he just loved her and still does. And, but I mean, he's at the point where he's so sassy now, he'll like, flip her off or,
love it.
yell at her or what,
Camo's
whatever.
sweet.
He is a
sweet,
good boy. In fact, I mean, speaking of being so sweet, there's this boy at his school that literally open-handed slapped Cameron twice on the back because I think it was because Cameron was taking long at a desk, his desk, in rotations.
Oh.
He was packing up all his stuff because, those backpacks are 400 pounds
They
because they got to
are.
carry everything. And he was like, I was trying to hurry. He goes, but I pushed the chair back so I could, make my way out. And the kid like tripped over and he just immediately got up and slapped him like in anger hard twice on the back. And I'm going to look at my Cartier watch here. And
Haven't
we're
heard.
still waiting on an apology, on
Did the parents know?
any accountability. I told people.
Like the teacher or other
Yeah.
kids.
I didn't.
She's at the bus. Hey, did you hear about so and so?
I will. But no, I told.
Spread the word.
And Cameron's never gotten an apology. Just like there's this other thing that one of our friends, her daughter was on the bus, and like these kids were calling her names. She didn't even know what the names meant, right?
Like what
And,
names?
Well, they were calling her like trans. You're a trans. You're gay. You're a F word.
It's not an insult.
It's not an insult, but she didn't know.
Well, because when
u-
they're
They were
saying it,
using
they
it.
were using
They
it
were
as an
using
insult,
it,
and
but
she
it's
didn't
so
even know
wrong.
what they meant. And then she got off the bus one day, and she was like, "Mommy, I've had it. They keep doing this all the time. I don't even know. I don't even know what it means. What's going on? What am I doing wrong?" So anyway, they're still tapping that
Waiting.
watch, waiting on an apology or anybody to just say, "Listen,
you don't
my
even
kid
have to say
screwed up."
sorry. I heard what happened. I had a chat with my kids.
Yeah.
Let me know if it happens again.
But you
don't
know
have
what?
to be
You
like,
should
I'm
say
so
sorry.
You should, but like, I don't know. When Vincent was in preschool, they didn't make the kids say, they used to make them say, what can I do to make it better?
Okay, I like that.
Like, solve the problem. I had a chat with them.
Yeah.
I had to talk with them, but just telling you to say sorry isn't going to teach you.
Yeah, like they don't mean it necessarily.
Yeah, and then
Like,
it's not
just
going to teach
saying
you not to do
sorry.
it again.
Yeah.
I'll just
Right.
say sorry the next time it happens.
Yeah.
Right? I feel
I
like,
like that, Diana.
don't know.
What can I do to make it
Yeah.
better?
So what can they do to make it better? Just acknowledge that it happened.
yeah,
Say,
or
listen, that wasn't cool.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it again.
yeah.
You know, or
Something.
whatever. You should be safe on the bus, not feel scared.
But it all goes back to the shit apple.
The shit
theory,
apple.
And that
Yeah.
it's the parents.
Yep.
But then, oh God, you guys, I swear I'm a good human and I might be having little shit apples running
No,
around.
you're-
Like,
they
I don't
are
know.
five.
I don't know.
They are the best.
They
Love them.
are, I might be having shitty kids on the bus, TPing and breaking windows.
No,
I
absolutely
don't
not.
know.
Hold the phone.
Those
Kids are going to be
two-
shitty. Kids are going to do those things. It's not, you can't control what your kids do when you're not there. You can't follow them around school, right? It's just about if
Yeah, but
something.
aftermath.
that's what their kids are doing, and then we're blaming the parents, saying, "Well, it's the parents."
No, I'm blaming the parents because they knew that their kid did something, and then the mom said, "Sorry, you're taking it the wrong way."
Right.
That's what I'm blaming. I'm not saying, like that guy never apologized that his kid was an asshole to Grace, but I appreciate that he said, "I'll find out what
Yeah.
happened." Give me something. Give me something that you're parenting
Yeah.
or doing your part.
Yeah,
That's all I
parenting.
need. I don't need your kid to walk over.
The kid, all of these things are learned behaviors. Like one of my kids does sports, and like when something happens, this one kid blames everybody else, even if it's that kid's fault. The blame, 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 blame. Never accountability. And this person is old enough to know better, right?
Yeah.
And I just feel like not only do we need to teach our kids to stand up for themselves
Yeah.
to kids like that, but we need to teach them accountability, that it is okay to be humbled and say, either I'm sorry, what can I do to make it better? Or that wasn't cool of me. Can we start over? Whatever. And or just like, you know what? STFU. You know what? I tell Layla and Cameron, if any kids get in your face, you have the absolute right to,
well,
take the first punch,
yeah.
finish them. Like in Mortal
Yeah.
Kombat.
Yeah, you
finish
don't get
him.
to hit first,
You
but
you punch them
Bring
right in
out
the
the
throat.
finisher.
And I tell Layla, I will deal with your elders, be it your coaches or Cameron, your teachers or whatever. You tell them to shut the hell up with the F word. And if you have to throw punches, do it.
yeah,
Absolutely.
Because kids are
because
gonna,
I am so tired of seeing all these girls and all these boys like shiver at the thought of saying, hey, that wasn't cool.
Yeah.
Cameron wore jorts the other day. By the way, to all of you parents who haven't taken your kid to the mall for a freaking minute, jorts are in style. Duh. Anyway.
I second that.
Yeah, they are. I mean, you don't even
Go
have
into
to.
any store.
Go to any store, and I'm not talking about Walmart or Target, guys. Go to the freaking mall. He wore jorts, and there were kids like pointing at him. Kids that were wearing like old ass, dirty
okay,
Nike.
but those are
because
the
they're in
same.
grade school.
Those
They're
are
in
the
grade school.
same
I
kids.
get it.
They don't know.
No, those are the same kids that are like, oh, you have different hair.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
weird.
Yeah, but they were making fun of him. They're like, "Oh God, where'd you get those?" It's, talking about
That means they want them.
maybe I don't know. But anyway, he hasn't worn them in a while because I haven't done. I've been doing the pod so much, I haven't done laundry in a while between cheer and the pod. Anyway, I finally washed them, and I guess Cameron caught a glimpse of them, and he goes, "Oh, can I wear my jorts?" Because I got him some new shirts from Hollister. And he goes, "Can I wear my jorts?" And I go, "Oh, I thought everybody made fun of you." I don't know. In my mind,
You thought he was done with them.
I thought he was done with them.
I'm
And he goes,
so glad
he
he's not.
legit said, "I don't care what anybody thinks of them. I know they're cool. All the
yeah.
high schoolers are
Go
wearing those
camo.
cool kids, whatever." He's
And he
like,
does have a high school sister, so he has
he does.
intel.
By the way, Layla put together that outfit. The only thing that's different is the color of the jorts. They're a black acid. Sorry, I have no voice from cheer this weekend. They're a black acid wash versus
That's why
a
everyone
blue
was
acid
making
wash.
confusion.
Yeah, maybe. But she put that together. She's like, this is what most of the boys are wearing.
That's cute.
And
Did she
then-
help Vincent?
Yeah. Well, all these dorks at the elementary school were like,
Grade schoolers are dorks.
Yeah, because they don't know.
Yeah,
Their-
he's
their mom
always
is
been
still
very
picking out their
fashionable,
outfit.
though.
Anything different is scary
Yeah.
and whatever.
Yeah. I know. But he wore them
Next year
today.
he's going to be better. Next year they're more fashion
Yeah, more
forward.
fashion
Yeah.
forward. Good.
Middle school you'll be
Yeah.
better.
Because Layla was always fashion forward too.
Yeah.
Well, just because,
She
we
likes
like
to shop
clothes.
like her mama.
Yeah. So anyway, I remember middle school being fine for Layla, but then, the fashions got ugly. All the girls started dressing like boys.
Yes.
Well, they
You know,
just
I hated
everything's
that.
oversized.
Yeah.
Now it's getting back to a mix. But
Yeah, I know.
anyway,
Well, I hope those kids don't get meaner in middle school because God knows nobody's going to discipline or accountability them.
They do.
100% they get meaner, but
Yeah.
it's such a character building time.
Yeah.
And they find their people.
Middle
and
school is rough.
it's rough, but
Yeah.
then I think it's like very
Layla
happy
went
ending.
through it. Layla went
Middle
through
school
it.
boy. I feel bad for the boys mostly.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like boys get it
See,
worse
that's
in middle
that's
school.
what makes me so nervous with
Well,
Callum.
Oh, I
in
feel like
sixth grade.
girls get it worse.
Oh, really?
Layla got it terrible.
Josie skated through. She's
Yeah,
in eighth grade.
same with
It's fine.
Grace, but I feel like at least in Vincent's grade, I feel like the
Grace,
girls.
Also, no one's gonna mess with Grace.
She's mean.
Yeah.
people
Yeah,
know
for
not
sure.
to f with Grace.
Right,
She's made it be known.
right. Well, I will
She'll
say
cut a
Layla's
bitch.
7th and 8th grade were great, but she had a terrible 6th grade.
So she was
Grade is
also
tough.
COVID, wasn't
Yeah, it
that
was
during
COVID, and then bleh,
Some friend stuff,
some
yeah.
barf people
But,
and stuff. But
like
whatever.
I always say.
yeah, she came out on top, baby.
Yeah.
She came out on top. But I held her accountable for her part of it. Like you want friends, freaking talk. You don't like mean girls, freaking stand up for yourself.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I wish more people would parent like me.
Yeah.
Well, it's hard. Your kids are shy.
Yeah, very shy, which is hard for me because I'm
No,
Well, I
polar
think her
opposite.
kids aren't shy. They just can't get a word in
No,
with
they're
chatty
shy.
Kathy over here.
no, they're shy.
No, they are.
Yeah.
I'm
And
kidding.
very
my
shy.
daughter is shy.
yeah.
But
my
you were
oldest-
shy growing up.
Oh
you
my
said.
God,
She's still a little
painfully
shy.
I'm
Well,
just
I mean,
quiet.
Tiffany gives bitch vibes,
No, she does have.
I come off very aloof.
100% bitch vibes. But I dig that.
I can see into people's souls, so I know.
Oh, God.
I know I was going to be her friend.
I can definitely come off bitchy because I'm sitting back and watching and observing.
Right.
And,
But that's kind of like
deciding.
Layla. She is doing the same thing. She's shy
and people can't
has
read
resting
people
bitch
like
face.
us.
Yeah.
Like people probably, like Layla, I can't tell if she hates me or likes me.
yeah.
I
she
don't
does,
really know.
She does. And every time I wear
I
something,
know she likes me.
Yeah, she does for sure. But she does. And
likable.
if I wear something and I'm not sure about it, I'll be like, Layla, does this look cute? And she's like, and I go, Tiffany likes it. And she goes, yeah, it's cute.
Aw, that's nice. I'm an old lady, so that's sweet.
What I should be honest, I should not say that because, if I look stupid, I want the honest opinion. But
This one will tell you.
I know.
I will. I will always be
Sometimes I
honest.
say that to my kids. I'm like, "This Tiffany would think this was cute, Grace, if you want to wear this."
Yeah.
Because Grace doesn't.
Yeah.
She'll do like sweatpants, but then a baggy top. I'm like, no, you have to do a smaller
smaller
top. You have to,
top.
or like a tight bottom. and
Yeah,
then a
or
baggier
tight
top.
middle, flare.
Yeah, you
tight.
gotta mix it
I
up.
wish my daughter listened to me. She won't listen to a word I say.
They
Well,
never
that's
listen
good.
to their own mom.
No,
Right.
That's not
they
how
do
it
not.
goes.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's very true. Anyway, speaking of your little ones, what?
How bad are they?
I just wanted
They're
to
the
hear a couple
baddest of the
stories. I feel
bad.
like the audience deserves a couple funny Lennox and Bo stories. Bo Jr.
I got a real bad story. I got a story about how we went and got Chinese food, like one Sunday afternoon, and the meal was over, and we paid the bill, and they brought us our fortune cookies, and we all read our fortune cookies, and I can't remember. I think it was Bo. It was Bo because he's got the smartest mouth of both of them, and he looks over at his dad, who's also named Bo, and says, "Dad, you want to hear what your fortune is?" And Bo goes, "Yeah, what is it? I'd love to hear it." And he goes, "Your fortune is shut the fuck up." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" From a
Why did you
5-year-old.
not have your video camera?
Oh
out?
my
It
God.
could have been.
And
a
we were
reel.
all like stunned.
I mean, he used it so appropriately.
Your
do
fortune
use
is shut
it.
the fuck up. I'm like, "Oh my god!" And they don't care.
What did Big Bo say?
I was like, you just spit out your drink. Like you're shocked.
You're shocked.
You're actually shocked.
Well, when we
Diana,
we were at the pool
Yeah.
last summer, these girls were over, and I'm like, oh, and that was probably like the first
They're
time you
probably
guys.
4 at that time too. By the
and
way,
it was the first time that they like came over to swim, and this was like all in. Like normally the kids swim and the adults don't. We were all,
we were all in
in.
the
Yeah,
pool.
yeah,
It was
It was
hot.
so hot, and Arash is in there like splashing.
He's playing basketball.
Yeah, there's like kids, adults, whatever. We're having some drinks, and then here comes
It was
Bo or
definitely
Lenny?
pee-pee.
I think it was Lenny. I don't
Could've
know.
been.
I don't know who it was because I still can't really tell him apart. Anyway,
Yeah.
Arash was like holding this like tube or something. He's like, "Oh, buddy, you want this tube?" He's like, "Okay," and he like gets in the tube. He's like, "Bye, you little bitch." I mean, the look on Arash's face, he was
And
crying.
Arash is so nice.
I think he was like, I was trying to hang with you, man. Like, why? I'm like,
He said, "Bye, you little bitch," and then floated off like a gangster.
it was amazing. I was laughing so hard I was crying. And
Me too.
Arash,
Because
with his-
Arash was like appalled,
stunned.
stunned.
he was
That's
stunned.
A
He
much
had
better
stunned
word.
face. Like he
That's
didn't
how
even know.
we are
Yeah.
every time we hear it.
It was
It's
so. He's
shocking.
like,
But they're-
"Did you guys just hear that?" And
But they're four.
But they for some reason have it out for your husband. I'm
They
not
do.
sure
They-
why.
they did something else just
because
recently.
they
It
don't
was
know
so
who
funny.
he is. They're like, who's this weird guy? I don't think they know that's Grace and Vincent's dad.
Yeah.
And they don't know that's my husband.
Yeah, me and
Right?
Lennox just argued the other day. He doesn't know who Bill is. I go, you were at my house on New Year's Eve. He got you a bunch of stuff and blah 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 blah. And he's like, "Who's Bill?"
Yeah, no, they don't know
Who's
who the dad
Bill?
is. They still think the teacher lives at school.
yeah,
It's true.
for sure. I still think they do.
Yeah, you're not a human being outside of this, are you?
I thought that the teachers got bussed in on the bus. I was shocked to know they even had their own cars.
What?
Yeah, when I was young.
Oh,
Well, knowing me, you know how gullible I am.
I'm sorry.
But anyway, to wrap this up, don't be afraid to hold your child accountable. It's okay if they dropped a stunt,
Yeah.
if they struck out, if they called someone a bitch, broke a window.
little
It's
bitch.
okay to
And-
apologize and tell your kid, do better.
Yeah, and if another parent or adult comes to you and says your kid did this, you don't have to like get defensive. Just be like, okay, if that happened,
Totally.
I'm sorry. I will have a chat with my child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even need to circle back to the parent. Just say something. Don't just be like defensive and that your kid is perfect because guess what?
Oh,
They're not.
Hell no.
They're not. But I guess like going on and on about this, one day they're going to meet up with,
Their maker.
younger Shelley Ferraris Markov. And I'm going to fire their asses or beat their asses. You know what I mean?
They'll learn their
They'll
lessons
learn
some
their
way.
lessons someday if you don't teach it to them now.
Yeah.
You
But
know?
don't you want it to come from you? Don't you want the most of the lessons?
Absolutely, right? You want them to be prepared.
But life will teach you lessons too. That's just the way it goes.
it is.
Right?
It is.
Because parents can tell you right from wrong till they're blue in the face, but that doesn't always sink in for all kids.
Yeah.
It is that
Agreed.
other adult sometimes saying, hey, that's not cool to do that. And
Right.
they're like, what?
Right.
So
I agree with you, Dee.
yeah.
And they're
Spicy.
slightly listening.
Yeah.
Our kids are slightly listening. We think
They
they're
all
not,
they all
but
have it in the back of their head.
They're listening.
Even to this day, there's things that I like sometimes happen and I go, that's what my mom was talking about. Or Greg warned me about this,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. It's cool to keep learning lessons no matter
Yeah.
how old you are.
Yeah, you will until you're
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
in the-
still
in the
learning
casket.
every single damn day.
Yeah.
For sure.
When I had kids, I have older sisters, and when they had kids, I was like, oh, my kids will never behave like that. My kids will never
I
do that.
know.
And then turns out you don't get to pick their personality. I didn't know that when you had kids.
Yeah.
I thought like whatever you train them to do, that's what they do.
Your kids are really good. I
No,
know.
you
I
say
know
that.
they were naughty. Like Vincent was kind of.
He was
Whatever, but-
wild. My kids
but-
are wild. They're just full of energy. They're all
but
of
they're
kids are good,
Good
kids.
though. They were like really.
All kids are good.
I
They're
know,
just,
but-
my kids are just a lot of energy. And when you're like, no, it's quiet time, and they're still bouncing off the walls.
I don't know.
always
Not all
know.
kids are good.
Yeah,
No.
they are. The
You
ones
learn-
that aren't good just haven't learned their lessons yet. Just give them time. They will learn, hopefully.
You learn everything you needed to know about in life you learned in kindergarten.
Yeah,
and if you
you
haven't
have
learned
said
that
that
by
before.
now,
Oh boy. Well,
then you
mine are
need
not
special
learning.
ed class or you need to
What are
be
you
put in
saying?
a cell.
What are you saying?
I'm just saying,
Mine
not
are
all
not learning.
kids-
The year there's 6 weeks. There's 5 or 6 weeks left of school, and I don't think they've learned
What- I'm
everything they
talking
need
about,
to learn.
you
The
know, like-
messages, like they'll learn them.
Mine
They'll
are
learn.
not learning them.
No, they don't have
They're
to.
so
They don't have to get
little
100%
still.
yet. But the lessons.
Everything
She's
you
saying
needed
the
to learn in
messages.
kindergarten.
Yeah, exactly. Listen to Diana. No, I'm sorry. I forgot we were talking about your kids in kindergarten. No, there's a book
Help me.
that's called Everything
Somebody
You Needed to
help
Learn.
me.
They
Like,
know to
be
be kind.
kind. Yeah, yeah.
They know to say
No.
please and sorry. They may not, but they know it. You know what I
Right,
mean?
They heard it first in kindergarten.
Yes.
Or
Yes, exactly. Everything I needed to know, I learned in kindergarten. It doesn't mean you practice it, but you know it. So by the time you're 13, 14 years old, if you're a dick, you're always going to be a dick.
We'll circle
no,
back
no,
in
I
about
don't
a
agree.
few
I
years
don't
to see
know.
if they learned it.
okay. All right. Who's doing the you want to know what I hate?
Is it
What-
mine or is
what-
it whose
what
is
the-
it?
what
Those are old.
those?
Those are old.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, what is it?
I thought,
it mine?
I think you're going. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. This one I'm really heated about, but do you know
For
what
no reason.
do you know what for good reason. Do you know what I hate?
I'm lost. No.
Do you know what I hate?
What do you hate?
I hate when people do not tell me the gender of their, like if they keep it a surprise while they're pregnant and they wait until the baby's born to tell you the gender. I effing hate that. I effing hate it. I have a current friend, I hope she's listening, who is not
coming for you.
revealing the gender
She's
of her
coming
child.
for you.
Is she
And I
not
am
revealing
pissed.
it or is she not learning
Nobody
it?
knows.
Does she know?
The doctor, but no,
But not
the
her.
parents do not know.
Oh, Lord.
And I freaking hate it.
I second
Is
that.
she trying to have a gender reveal or something?
No, I
Oh,
hate
yeah.
that shit too.
Oh,
I hate
that-
gender
I don't love
reveal
that.
parties
I don't
too.
love
I
that.
don't love that either.
But
It's very showy.
And you never found out the gender of your
I didn't.
children. It's
Diana
disgusting.
did not know.
It's
and I think I was
disgusting.
the only one of my sisters. One of my coworkers,
dumb.
my old coworkers, was like, there's so few surprises in life. Just be surprised. Like, what does
Ew.
it matter?
Ew.
No, it's not you. I don't know. And I'm a little.
Me
I
and
run.
Shelly are in the belief that you shake a Christmas present to find
Yeah.
out what it is. You look at
I
the
guess,
shape of the
yeah.
box.
I'm like,
Okay,
this is
I'm
definitely
on
an
board
iPad.
with all of that, but for some reason, I don't
No.
know. It was for me. It was less stressful not knowing.
it's the
I know
dumbest
That's
thing.
what.
It's
Okay,
the
so
dumbest
that's
thing I've
what
ever heard.
confuses me. I feel like it would be less,
More
more stressful not
No,
knowing.
because I was like, oh, I can't buy any clothes. I don't need to have all the things. I don't have to have everything finished because I don't know the gender of the baby.
I thought.
I
that-
feel like it was,
But then
like,
when
less
you know the
stressful.
gender, then
I
you're gonna have
hate
to
it.
tote that newborn out and go get everything.
I was toting that newborn out anyway. What else was I going to do all day?
I hate it.
I don't know. I was
It's not
told I
about
couldn't
you.
go
It's about
outside.
me and me knowing the gender of your baby. And I have so many friends who do this, like so many close friends. It freaking pisses
Well, I
me
was a
off.
trendsetter because I had the kid, 14 years ago. So
Yeah, turns out. My friend.
You started this horrible
did,
thing.
I
It's your
did.
fault.
No, my friend Nancy has. I don't know how old Kiana is, but she's like 30 now. She didn't know. None of us knew. I was like,
That was probably when they were just starting to be able to do it.
oh, maybe.
and
But,
it
like-
wasn't always accurate, right?
Yeah.
And I have 5 kids, and if I had 5 more, I'm going to find out the gender of each damn one.
Yeah.
But knock on wood, that's not
Oh,
my future.
yeah. Because then our friendship would be over.
Then she'd have to adhere to
I'll
your
never see you
grandbaby's
guys
nap
again.
schedule.
Screw the podcast. It's over.
That's funny. But that is really funny.
I hate
you have
it.
a very, very big reaction to that. I don't like it either. I wanted to know.
It's so dumb.
I have a hard enough time, naming my dog. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
That's the other thing is you have to pick a boy and a girl name. Stupid.
I have, and I
I had
always
nothing
have
but
names.
time. I didn't have to shop for all those boy or girl things, so I had time.
You can buy neutral things, especially nowadays.
They're
There's
not
so
as
much
cute. They
neutral
are
shit.
not as
I know,
cute. They're
Layla
not
was
as
People don't
cute.
buy
Everything
like
was-
pink and blue.
Oh, I did.
anymore.
But there's
Can't
like,
lay little Layla.
the
was a
onesies
long
that are
time
neutral,
ago.
but then there's the onesies that are cute and they're, you can't have a girl onesie that says bag of dicks, but you can for a boy.
Bag of dicks.
I do. My college roommate had like her.
Stop it. That's funny.
It's funny, but she's funny, so it
I mean, I
worked
don't
out.
get it for a baby, but it's a funny shirt.
Oh, for like a little baby boy, and he was like, nothing but a bag of dicks in here or
Oh,
something. I
because
thought
of the
it's-
diaper,
yeah,
like
yeah,
a baggy
yeah.
diaper. Okay. All
It's
right.
funny.
All right. Okay. It's a funny shirt for sure.
So
All
anyway,
right. Well, Tiffany,
I
that was a
hate it.
strong one.
Yeah, I hate it.
And I agree with you. I want to know.
It's stupid.
I would want to know.
End it. And end our gender reveal parties. End them.
I mean, I have such a hard time with the name. I'm thinking about it now. I have name regret, both for Layla and Cameron. Like up until like 5 days before Cameron was born, his name was Cash.
Oh.
Yeah.
I can
And
see him as a cash.
I know. And I just
and
thought,
then when you saw his face, you changed it, or you
Nope.
changed it before.
I was watching Modern Family, and Cam Newton was the quarterback of the Carolina Panthers at the time, and I don't know. I just liked when people said Cam, well, like Cam on TV. I know he's a big, whatever, but he's just such a funny guy, and then I love Cam Newton, who's such a cocky, athletic guy, and I was like, I like that nickname, and it ends up we named him Cameron, and we call him Camo.
I know, but
I
there's
love
so-
the name Camo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
me
love
too.
it.
And maybe it will change over the
maybe
years.
yeah, down the line, but.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't imagine all that time that I had just to get name regret. I would have screwed up if even more if I didn't know the gender.
That's true.
Yeah.
And Bo and I had the hardest time. The reason our children's names are what they are is it's because it was the only names we could both agree on, because Bo was very opinionated about names,
Right,
and so was I.
Bill.
And I'm like, how come all my friends, like, they get to, like, name their kids, and I got this guy who's, like, so opinionated. I want to pick, like, or maybe we could have gotten done like every other, but our kids would
Who
have
knew
been,
there was 5 in your future?
but had I been able to name those kids, they would have 5 different names. And if he had just named them, they would probably be 5 different names too. It was just the only name we could agree on.
Okay, did you get to the middle name? Did you guys get to choose the middle name?
Most of the middle names are family names.
Yeah,
Okay.
same.
I gave my kids my maiden name as my middle
Right.
name. And a lot of my sisters did that. Not all, but a lot. Because I'm like,
Your
you already
last
get,
name?
yeah, you don't
Yeah.
get to have dad's last name and then we have to compromise on your first name.
I have a friend.
I don't think so.
I have a
That's a
friend
really
who
good
they don't
idea,
have
though.
middle names. They just take on the maiden name. The girls.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they always have.
I've never changed my maiden name.
I know. I just found that out.
Yeah, I don't have time to go down to Social Security and DMV.
Oh, yeah.
Especially now.
It's been 20-something years, at this
She ain't
point.
going.
Yeah. Well, good news. You still get to vote next election.
Oh yeah, that worked out for you. You were smart.
Wait, what do you mean?
You saw ahead.
What are you talking about?
If you
We're not going to go down that rant because it's very political and that's, a whole nother
Oh, snap. Well,
just
we'll have to
GTS that.
turn
GTS.
turn the cameras up. Can you guys tell I've been watching trash TV and in a convention center all weekend
Yes.
or year?
episode. No.
Anyways,
Anyway,
everybody, thank you all for listening.
please like us on Instagram and YouTube and
Subscribe to
YouTube. Go to
please.
TikTok. I keep saying it. We
I know
work
all
hard
you
on
young
these.
people. All you young people on TikTok.
And by the way, our TikToks are freaking awesome. I
Some of
see
them are
other
fun.
people's TikToks and they're pure shit. Ours are really good.
Ours are pure shit sometimes too, but they're funny. But it's funny.
Absolutely not. Ours are really good. Please like them or tell us what we're doing wrong, because I think I watch TikTok sometimes and I'm like, whoa, this is so stupid. I don't like
Oh, those are the
TikTok.
ones that suck me in. I'm like, I gotta see how this
I'm an
ends.
Instagram Reels gal. I'm a grandma.
Well, we
Boring.
put them on Instagram too, so
yeah,
they can see
but
them anywhere.
I don't know. I like those damn Instagram Reels
Yeah.
or TikToks. I mean,
Yes.
Both.
And for the people who
For
have
both.
commented either like directly to us through text messaging or whatever, we appreciate your support.
yeah.
Thank you.
We'll shout you out soon.
Yeah.
And send some good ideas, like for what I hate. Some good ones.
Yeah, we got some. I got a couple on the list.
Like I said, some good
Stop
ones.
it. Okay. Okay. That's
Anyways,
a wrap, folks.
Thank you all.
Peace out.
Bye.
Oh wait, my poo formation
Oh, sorry.
in going.
Get this grandma some glasses. She
I
can't
don't
even see
know.
it.
To go along with this episode, common sense and accountability are like deodorant. The people who need it the most never use it.
Oh,
That is very telling
how
of the episode.
fitting,
How
Shelley.
fitting.
Bye.